Hey guys, what's up? It's Jerome, and I know it's been a couple of days since I last uploaded. More like 2.5 years, so sorry about that. But I figured it was about time for me to catch you guys on what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years and what I'm planning on doing in the future. I graduated from college. I got a job as an electrical engineer. I moved from Knoxville, and as you can see, I bought a ton of shoes. So that's pretty cool, right? No, but seriously, I bought all of these. So anyway, as you can see from the title, I've got some pretty big news, and that's that I'm quitting my job. And what am I gonna go do? Well, I have decided to take on a lot of debt and go back to school to get my MBA. So just give you guys a little bit of background on why I'm doing this. I guess I need to walk you through the last 2.5 years since I haven't posted anything and you guys don't know anything about what I've been doing the last 2.5 years. I graduated from college, like I already said, got a degree in electrical engineering, and I always had internships. All my internship experiences were good. They were interesting enough. But I always felt like something was missing. And to be completely honest with you, I felt like being an Indian, there was a lot of pressure from the community, from just people at school, from myself to be an engineer or be a doctor or be a lawyer or whatever. But to be completely honest with you, I felt like I've always been more interested in finance and money and how the stock market worked and how to invest your money. I always tried to do things like that kind of on my own, but I was also kind of embarrassed to admit that. And so I just kept doing the engineering thing, and I decided to get a minor in business administration. So that way I could still learn a little bit about the finance side that I was really interested in. But I kept doing the engineering thing. So as time went on, we got into the first semester senior year of college, and all of my friends were starting to get job offers from everyone. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I thought the natural next progression for me was to get my master's degree in engineering. So I started applying to a bunch of master's programs, and I even got into one at the University of Texas at Austin, which at the time was the number 9 electrical engineering program in the country. I was interviewing for a bunch of internships that semester. And I remember during one of my interviews, one of the interviewers asked me, "Why are you getting a master's degree if you know you can do the same job and get paid the same amount with just your bachelor's degree?" And I didn't answer the question. I literally stared at this guy for at least 30 seconds, mouth open. He must have thought that I was the biggest idiot on earth. But to be honest with you, I had no idea. I knew that I didn't really enjoy engineering, but I just thought it was the right thing to do. And like I said, a bunch of my friends were already getting job offers anywhere between like $65,000, $75,000 a year, which as a 21-year-old at the time, that's a lot of money. Honestly, for anyone, that's a lot of money. So I kept asking myself, why am I going and putting myself more in debt to get this master's degree when I know engineering doesn't really make me happy? And here's this interviewer who's telling me I can get the same amount of pay with just my bachelor's degree. I had an internship already lined up at the time. I called them and I said, "Hey, I don't think I'm gonna come for the internship because instead I'm gonna work full time." I kind of thought that it was gonna be a bridge burned when I said I wasn't gonna come for the internship, but instead they invited me out. They interviewed me. They really liked me still. So they offered me a full-time position. So my girlfriend and I, we packed all of our stuff from Knoxville. We moved here to Johnson City, and I started working at Eastman Chemical Company in Kingsport. I got this weird vein in my forehead that I can see on camera. And while the experience has been really great, like I said before, it just didn't get me excited. I didn't feel like I was doing what I should be doing. And I just had that nagging thought in the back of my mind that, man, I should be doing something different. At first I thought maybe I just don't like working for a chemical company. And so I applied to a bunch of other jobs. I actually got to the last round in a couple of them. And when I got invited out to the headquarters for my final interview, I again turned it down because I felt like, why am I going through this process again? I know I don't want to continue doing engineering. I finally took the leap of faith and I applied to a bunch of MBA programs. And after applying to all those schools, I got rejection after rejection after rejection. And I was really starting to lose hope that I was going to go back and get my MBA until finally I got that one acceptance letter. You only need one. And I got accepted into University of North Carolina's Kenan-Flagler Business School. Now, before you think this was a really easy decision, I can tell you it definitely was not. You can do a very quick Google search and figure out how much the MBA at UNC costs. And if you don't want to, I'll just tell you the entire program costs about $130,000. And that's just tuition. That's not living expenses. That's not anything else. And we can talk about that stuff in a later video if you guys want to. But yeah, it's not easy to make that decision. And because of COVID-19, things have gotten even more complicated. With everything going on, UNC's already kind of adjusted what they're doing in terms of their MBA program. Originally, they were supposed to start classes at the end of July, beginning of August. Now they're going to be starting at the end of August, beginning of September. So we're already losing about a month's worth of just in-classroom experience there. They also announced that all of their recruiting and networking events are going to be virtual. And so I'm not going to have that face-to-face contact with recruiters that I was originally planning on having. And this isn't just for UNC either. For instance, Harvard actually said that they're going to have 200 less MBA students this year than they did last year for whatever reason, whether students don't want to participate in a virtual format, maybe international students couldn't get a visa because of COVID, or whatever the reason might be. So obviously all of that makes this a really difficult decision. On the one hand, I really want to go back to school, follow what I think is my passion. And on the other hand, do I want to spend that kind of money to get this program when it seems like because of COVID and everything that's going on, you're not really going to get that full traditional MBA experience like you would have gotten if you started last year or the year before, or maybe even if you wait a year and start next year. For me right now, I'm still planning on going in the fall because even though the networking and recruiting events are going to be virtual, I still think having that in-class, in-person experience for the academic side of it will really be worth it. And I'm just ready to go ahead and pursue what I think my passion is. So why am I telling you guys this right now and making this video? Well, to be completely honest with you, I've done a lot of research on what I need to do to transition from, working as an engineer to going back to school and getting a career in finance. And there's a lot of really good information out there. There is, but when you go down and specify engineer to MBA or engineer to finance, there's not a lot of stuff. There's not really very many articles or videos or anything really available. So I figured, hey, if I had those questions and I tried to look it up, surely other people have tried to look it up too. So maybe I can be the one to record it and put my experience on here. So in the future, someone else can look at this and be like, oh, that's a realistic expectation to have while going through this experience of going from engineer to MBA. And hopefully I'll be posting a lot more soon. So if you guys want to stay updated on that and what I'm going to be doing in preparation for my MBA and how it goes and all that stuff, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything. Thanks. Talk to you guys later.